Alright friends, so we are continuing on our learning journey of adding and subtracting fractions. Today continuing to look more closely at subtraction, looking at subtracting fractions greater than or equal to 1. Of course, as always, make sure that you're pausing and rewinding as you need so that way you can have appropriate understanding and have enough time to work out the problems with me when I prompt you. And remember that you'll need something to write on and write with so that way you can work through these problems just like we would in a typical lesson. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's start with 1 1/2, take away 1/5. All right, so when I'm looking at this, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and take a whole from my total, so that way I know I'll have enough to subtract my part, okay? We could technically do 1/2, take away 1/5, but I want to show you the strategy. Okay, so I'm going to take one whole from 1 1/2. I'm going to change it into halves. I'm going to rename it as halves. So if I have 1 1/2, I know that's the same as 2 halves, which is the same as that one whole and that 1/2. So I'm going to rename that as 3 halves. All right, so now I have 3 halves, take away 1/5. Okay, and we have a very similar thing, or we have very similar, the exact same as our lesson yesterday. So now I have 3 halves, take away 1/5. I need to go ahead and make sure I have a common denominator because right now they're unlike units. I can't do 4 strawberries, take away 2 bananas, but I can do 4 fruits, take away 2 fruits. So let's think about what is a multiple of 2 and 5 that I will say when I skip count both. Well, I know that's going to be 10 because I'm going to go 2, 4, 6, 8, 5, 10. All right, so let's go ahead and make 3 halves into tenths over here. And let's make 1/5 into tenths. How am I going to do that? Over 3 halves. Review from 4th grade, we're going to multiply by 5/5. 2 times 5 gives me that 10. I'm splitting those halves into fifths. I'm also splitting those 3 of the halves that I have into fifths. 3 times 5 gives me 15. Doing the same down here, but this time I'll be multiplying by 2 halves. Remember, 5/5 and 2 halves is the same as 1 whole. So I'm not changing my value, just changing my representation. All right, let's go ahead and rewrite this. I have 15 tenths now. Take away 2 tenths. That's going to give me 13 tenths. All right, so that is my answer. That is my solution. However, 13 tenths, I do see that that is an improper fraction, so I'm going to go ahead and make it into a mixed number. I'm pulling out a whole, which I know is 10 tenths because the whole is in my numerator and denominator all the same. 10 plus 3 would give me 13, so that's going to be 1 3 tenths. All right, now that I've shown you this one, or that one, excuse me, let's go ahead and do one together. All right, so let's go ahead and do, I'm trying to change back to blue. There we go. Let's do this one together. Very similar, just a little bit different. 1 1/5, take away 1/2. Okay, first what I want you to do is go ahead and pause, and I want you to change 1 1/5 into an improper fraction. Come back once you've done it. All right, so how do we change this into an improper fraction? Well, 1 whole is the same as 5/5. I still have that 1/5 from before. How many total fifths do I have? I have 6 fifths. All right, so rewriting, now I have 6 fifths, take away 1/2. What's going to be my common denominator? Well, again, I'm working with fifths and halves, so that's going to be tenths. So go ahead and take a moment, again, pause, and go ahead and convert those into tenths. All right, so once we convert them into tenths, we would get 12 tenths, take away 5 tenths. And what's that going to give us? 12 take away 5 is 7. I'm working with tenths. This is not an improper fraction, so we can just check ourselves off and be done with that one. All right, let's try one by yourself, and then we're going to take it one step farther. The one I want you to try by yourself is 1 3/4. Take away 6/7. Again, go ahead and pause. I want you to solve it fully, and then come on back when you're ready for us to go over it. All right, so let's go over it. So your first step would have been to change 1 3/4 into a mixed number. We know that 1 is the same as 4/4. I still have those 3/4, so now I have 7/4. Next, I need to go ahead and find a common denominator, a multiple of 4 and 7. The first multiple of 4 and 7 I get to when I count by both of them is 28. So we go ahead and use our identity property to find that 7/4 is the same as 49/28. 6/7 is the same as 24/28. And then go ahead and subtract to get my final answer of 25/28. Remember to pause as you need, so that way you could do an error analysis of yourself. or just check to make sure that everything is correct. All right, we're going to take it one last step. We're going to do one together, and then we'll do one, you'll do one more by yourself. So the next step that I want us to take is, what if I have an integer greater than 1 in my mixed number, okay? So what if I have 3 1/4, and I'm going to take away 2 1/2. All right, okay, so my step is still the same. I still need to go ahead and pull out a whole, but now when I'm pulling out a whole, when I pull out a whole of 3, that's going to be 4/4, right? I know that 1 is the same as 4/4, but is 3 the same as 4/4? No, because 1 less than 3 is 2, right? So when I pull out that whole, I have 2 wholes, that 1 whole that I'm changing into fourths, and then I still have that 1/4. Again, this is a review from our 4th grade year. So I have 2 wholes, 4/4, 1/4. 2 plus 4/4, that gives me that 3. I still have that 1/4. So what is 3 1/4 going to be renamed as for this problem? Well, it's going to be renamed as 2 5/4, right? Because I have this 4/4 and then I have this 1/4 right here. All right, so now I have 2 5/4. Take away 2 1/2. Just like with addition, let's go ahead and take care of our integers first. Our wholes, 2 take away 2 is going to be 0. All right, so now we have 5/4 take away 1/2. I did not mean to put that there. Now I have 5/4 take away 1/2. There we go. Okay. I'm working with fourths and halves. What's my multiple? I'm going to go ahead and just rewrite it over here. 5/4 take away 1/2. There we go. What's a multiple of 2 and 4? The first one I get to when I count by it? Well, it's 4, right? Because I can go 2, 4, and then when I count by 4, it's just say 4. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and switch to a different color because I know there's a lot on the screen. Let's change that 1/2 into fourths. All right, so it's going to be 2/4. Okay, so now I'm looking at 5/4. Take away 2/4. What's that going to get me? Well, 5 take away 2 is 3. Have those fourths. So my final answer would be 0 3/4 or just 3/4. All right, I want you to try one more like that by yourself before we go over, and then we'll move on to our problem set. The one I would like you to try is 4 1/2. Take away 3 2/3. Go ahead and pause and work that one out. All right, so step 1 was taking a whole out of my 4, so that way I'd be able to go ahead and have enough to subtract. So I'm going to take a whole out. That means I have 3 wholes left. That 1 whole becomes 2 halves. I still have that 1/2, so I can rename it as 3 3/2. And then go ahead and take away my wholes. 3 take away 3 is going to give me my 0. So now I'm working with 3 halves, take away 1/3. I'm going to go ahead and convert them into sixths because that's the first multiple of 2 and 3 that I say. When I'm counting, 2, 4, 6, 3, 6. So then I get 9 6, take away 2 6, which is going to give me 7 6. So my final answer is 0 7 6, or just 7 6. All right, friends, as always, please make sure that you're reaching out to me with any questions that you may have. You can go ahead and move to your problem set, and remember to do your exit ticket as well.